Assalamu alaikum, hello and welcome to my show Connecting with Saima Parwaz. I'm sure you guys are doing great and waiting for my another episode. As most of us know, law is one of the respectful profession in the world, and laws shape the society. My another guest today is another lawyer. Her name is Preeti Bansal. Preeti, welcome to my show. How are you today?
Hi Saima, thank you for having me here. I'm very happy that I am at Canada One Studio, and this is an honor, and I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. As we were chatting before, so we felt a little bit comfortable.
Definitely.
Right. And you are commuting from Ottawa, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming from
Of
that
course.
far away. And we're gonna share like so much information today.
Definitely. Just
Okay.
very excited.
Yeah. So are you gonna say something about yourself for my audience? Like you are an international student and a law student, right? And you were a lawyer back in India?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna say some about your journey?
Definitely. So my name is Preeti Bansal, and my journey in law started in 2015 when I did my integrated Bachelor's of Arts and Bachelor's of Law degree. Then I came to Canada to do a master's degree. Actually, before coming to Canada, I practiced in India for a year as a lawyer, and then I came to Canada. While I was doing my master's from the University of Ottawa, I was also working as a research assistant for my supervisor. And now I am working as a law student in one of the law firms in Ottawa. I also did my NCAs while I was working there, and I am almost done. So it has been great so far, and I'm very excited to be licensed.
That's so great. So how many more months so you can practice?
So I think I will need at least 3 more months for one of the courses that I have left, and that is the last requirement for the NCA process that we will discuss in detail later, because a lot of international students have a lot of questions about it. And after that, I will be at the same level as a Juris Doctor student in Canada. And then I will be doing 8 to 10 months of articling, and then 2 more bar exams, and then I will be called to the bar. So it's a long process. So I think
So how many bar exams are there?
There are 2 bar exams. There's a solicitor and a barrister exam.
Okay, all right. As I'm not a lawyer, but I love to share this information with other people. Right? All right. So you're an international student and international lawyer so far, right? How did you like Canada so far?
I think Canada is absolutely amazing, and I genuinely think that the rose-colored glasses kind of make sense because it is so different than my country. I genuinely adore my country, but Canada has been so welcoming, and I think every person is just so interested in our culture and is quite respectful and is actually very helpful in having you navigate the world from a news chart, I guess. So it's amazing.
That's great. Thank you for liking my country.
Absolutely.
All right. How did you started in law, or how did you? I can just change the question. Why you wanted to be a lawyer, or you always wanted to be a lawyer?
So I come from a family of lawyers. My grandfather and my father both are lawyers. I actually have some uncles who are lawyers as well. So a bunch of lawyers, and a lot of my dad's friends are lawyers too. I grew up with an environment where I had a law library in my dad's office attached to my house. So I could go there in late evenings and study a number of books and a number of journals for hours. And my grandfather would like just tell me random cases and random general knowledge quizzes. He'll do quizzes with me, and that kind of, I think, shaped my love and passion for law.
Okay, so you are working in a law firm right now in Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
And so which kind of things you are learning there? Are you getting new cases every day? You're doing some paperwork? What are you exactly doing there?
I think that's an excellent question. So I'm very fortunate. I'm working with a lawyer named Kathleen Jin. I absolutely adore her. She was also an immigrant. She came from China, I think about 20 to 30 years back, and she did her Juris Doctor, became a lawyer, started her practice. She practices a different areas of practice. So it's real estate, family law, immigration law, litigation cases, business law, a number of practices. But I think one thing that I have learned the most from her is how to manage a client's expectation and their emotions. The way she empathizes and talks to her client is inspirational, and I think I learned a lot. You have to be very compassionate and understanding, and you have to listen with a zeal and focus. And you also cannot over sort of promise to your clients. You cannot say, oh, you're definitely going to win. That's not okay. So it has to be like a balanced approach, and that is very hard and beautiful to learn.
Definitely someone should be there to teach you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And this is a kind of a profession you need other people, you need a team, right?
Yes.
So what are the things or what was in your mind you choose to come to Canada? Why not some other country? And you worked in India and then you're working in Canada. What are the difference to work there and here?
I think why I chose Canada is an amazing question. I considered Australia and Canada as two of my prime aspirational countries. I finally chose Canada because I think Canada is more open-minded. It is less discriminatory than a number of countries, and it is more welcoming to immigrants. I know that no society is perfect, but I think Canada is still one of the best places I've ever been. In terms of differences between India and Canada, both are common law countries. So we both were once ruled by the British, and we both have common law systems. So there are a number of similarities, but there are also some differences. So let's say in terms of substantive law, gay marriage is still not legal in India, but it is legal in Canada. In terms of procedural law, in India we don't have juries. We have juries in Canada. And in terms of practice, I personally feel that women are a lot more welcome in Canada than in India.
I understand.
Yeah.
So which languages you can speak and how comfortable your clients are with you?
I speak primarily Hindi and English because those are the languages that I grew up with. I went to Punjab University to get my law degree, so I understand Punjabi and I speak very little Punjabi as well. My friends are always saying that you look very cute when you're trying to speak Punjabi, but I can sing some songs, so that's good. And I think my clients do feel comfortable with me because I try to be empathetic and compassionate towards them. I try to put myself in their shoes and try as much as humanly possible to understand their conflict or problem. And that is, I think, what every lawyer should do.
So how the international lawyers, they can come to Canada? Can you just explain a bit and how they can start their journey here if they want to be a practicing lawyer?
That is an excellent question and one of the most commonly asked questions as well. So how you start as an international lawyer is you submit an application to the NCA authority. NCA stands for National Committee on Accreditation. And what it means is that it is a body for international lawyers to get their degrees in their countries recognized in Canada. How it works is you submit an application. It is a lengthy application. You have to submit your resume, your degree, your transcripts, and they assess everything. They assess your work experience, they assess your credentials, they assess all the courses you went through and your marks as well, and they see if you're eligible to do the NCA exams here or not. Once they assess your application, they give you an assessment report, and in the assessment report they tell you what you have to do to become a lawyer or get your foreign degree qualified in Canada. So in my personal case, it was 5 exams in one course, but I know some people who had like 8 exams in one course as well. It can differ on a number of circumstances, how much experience you have, how much marks you had in some exams, and other important factors. You also have a path to do a Master's of Law. So some Canadian colleges and some Canadian, not colleges actually, just Canadian universities offer a common law Masters of Law. What CM-LLM means, common law Masters of Law means, is that you can get your NCA exams mitigated and you can just do those courses because it's the same courses as the exams. And if you pass all of those courses, you necessarily are now qualified to get your NCA qualification certificate. So you can go either the exams way or the common law Masters of Law path. Then, once you are done with your NCA exams and all the courses, which I'm currently doing, you submit to the NCA authority again and you tell that you are done with everything. They give you a NCA certificate of qualification. Now it means that you are equivalent to a JD student and you are at par with all the Canadian students, and you can apply for articling in the bar exams, and the process is exactly the same for all international students. There is another factor. You can also apply to a bar council and see if your foreign experience can amount to the requirement of articling. So let's say if you have 8 years of experience in India, you can apply to get the 1 year of articling not required anymore for you. So you have to see which actual path is good for you. I think I will not be applying for the articling canceling the articling requirement, because I think articling will be very good for me, because articling is necessarily the process in which you learn under another lawyer for 10 months. It's really rigorous and really hard, but it also necessarily shapes who you are as a lawyer, and I think it's very important. About the immigration process, there are a number of pathways as well, number of options. So you can come as a student, like I did. I came as a student with a study permit. I did my Masters of Law here, and now I'm on my PGWP, which is the postgraduate work permit. And now I'm a worker in Canada, and I will be applying for my permanent residency soon. You can also come as a PR, because you can apply for the PR through a foreign skilled worker pathway. So again, you have to do a little bit of research and find what's the exact route for you.
Okay, that's great. That's a really amazing information. Is there any society or any academies which can guide the international students? Did you find any around or no?
That, I think that's the most asked question as well. Every international student goes to the internet for answers. What I have found is that other international lawyers are the best and the most abundantly available resource. They are very kind, very helpful, very knowledgeable, and genuinely happy to help. You can just go to other lawyers who were first international lawyers but did the whole process and now are Canadian lawyers with 10-15 years of experience. On websites like LinkedIn, Instagram, other social media platforms, any way you can reach them. You can even maybe tweet just asking for help and maybe someone will reply. But I think international lawyers are the best resource.
But there are not any academies around, right? No. So there supposed to be some, right?
I absolutely agree.
To make the process easy, right? Because sometimes when we Google the stuff, Google gives us so many answers, right? Yes. Which doesn't make sense, yes. Right?
Yes. There should absolutely be something. There should be a way, like a condensed information, or there should be an academy with some people, but currently there isn't one.
So is there any barriers you have faced so far in your profession? Being as a woman and international student, like, can you share some of them?
Definitely. I think one of the main challenges and barriers that international students face in Canada is the lack of opportunities to socialize and network. If you study for 3 years in a law school, you have so many classmates that are now your peers and now are in your network. But if you come maybe, let's say, with 10 years of experience from another country, you're necessarily starting from scratch, and that is difficult. And it's sometimes really hard to find where to begin. So just cold calling people and cold messaging everyone, can you tell me a little bit about this? Can you tell me a little bit about that? Is not the best thing sometimes, but that is exactly what you have to do. So I think socializing and networking is really hard.
You're gonna meet many lawyers in very soon, as you're gonna go to court, right? Everyday basis. So, is there something you wish someone told you before came to Canada? Like, do you have anything you faced here which nobody told you before?
I think one of the main things.
Maybe weather.
Yes, absolutely. Actually. Other than like the NCA process and immigration, that is the exact thing that everyone should tell every international student who comes from the tropical countries, you know.
I know.
We lived in India and Pakistan and other countries that are very near the equator, and we have so much sunny weather, and the weather is just so good. So this was my second winter this time, and I like wear a minus 40-degree jacket.
With so many layers.
Yes, 3 layers and a extremely thick jacket. I look like an Eskimo, and I can just like roll in the street. Weather is one of the main things that are problematic in Canada.
Here in Ontario, there are 49% women practicing, right? What is that issue in India? Women practicing lawyers.
So we have 49% lawyers in Ontario who are women. And in India, the ratio is very sad, and it's about 15-16%, according to the statistics in 2021. And that is really tough on a young girl who wants to establish herself in that career. You know, when you have like 15% people representing your gender, you don't really find a lot of role models, and you don't really find a lot of support. Right now, my supervisor in my Master's of Law, who I was working for as a research assistant, was a woman. My current employer is an amazing lawyer and is also a woman. And I think like one of the few things in India that supported me was my mom, and she is a professor, and she was actually quite supportive of me going to Canada and getting a higher degree, even though some of the relatives were kind of dicey about it. So,
and you know, here even in Canada, profession still counts by genders, right? Even in the world, right? And the law is very male dominating still, right? Even we are living in a modern world. What do you say about it? You have seen some kind of challenges being a woman? Yeah, can you share some?
Definitely. So as a law student, as a Master's of Law degree holder, I actually did some research. And even though there are 49% lawyers who are women in Ontario, only 26% of them make law partners. A law partner is necessarily someone who has stake in a law firm. So a higher up, a manager, someone who is considered successful and is making a lot more money than just a lawyer. And a number of women in the profession has reported, according to a number of surveys, that they are not very happy with their current practice and they feel dissatisfied with their income. And only 26% of all partners in Ontario are women. So we have 50% women who are lawyers and 50% men are lawyers, but only 25 to 26% women actually go to higher up and become law partners. And that is still sad.
Hi everyone, I'm sure you guys are enjoying this episode with lots of information. We're going for a short break and see you guys soon. Welcome back everyone. We are here with the Preeti and she's giving us very good information. Preeti, so how do you like so far coming to my show?
Oh my God, I'm loving it. I also think that you are an amazing and a very inspirational person.
Thank you.
As we had a conversation before, I think someone should be interviewing you as well. Like you, honestly, can you tell a little bit about yourself too?
Maybe later.
Definitely. I mean, the number of different things you have tried, and it's amazing. It's an inspiration for a number of
Thank
people.
you. So much going on with your school, work, job, and court. So what makes you so driven and motivated?
I think my first motivation is for my love of law. I genuinely enjoy research and drafting and all the aspects of this particular career. And my second motivation is the reminder that it was my choice and my dream to go to law school and to become a lawyer, as well as to come to Canada and become a lawyer here. So being able to live that choice and being able to live that dream is not something that everyone gets. And I genuinely try to remind myself every day, even with all the hurdles, the setbacks, the chaos, the sleepless nights, everything. I try to remind myself that I'm very fortunate and that this is something that I chose.
So it means it's true, lawyer's life is really tough.
It is.
Right.
Yes, I've seen that at home.
And
Yeah.
woman has to do so much. Woman has to take care of houses, their husbands, kids, kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told when I wanted to become a lawyer, I was told not to do that because you're a woman. How will you manage work and your home? You will never find a husband. Your children will be neglected, and yeah, there are just so many things that women do, and my God, how do we do it?
And if someone is a woman, she's a criminal lawyer, it's more tough for her, right? She's gonna see criminals every day, she's gonna see different people, right? So which kind of a lawyer you want to be?
I think...
Have you already chosen?
No, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm still 25 and I have a little bit of time to explore some areas. I think my current job is amazing because I get to like dabble into different areas of practice and I get to see a number of facets of all the practice areas like business law, family law, how those things are different, what are the different challenges in every area of practice. I think what I've landed on so far is that real estate and immigration law are really great areas of practice.
I was reading, or we were chatting before, there are 57,000 licensed lawyers in Ontario, right? And you're gonna add up another lawyer in Ontario. So what you can bring the change in Ontario? Can you just share something? What are your goals, long-term goals, and how you can bring some change in the society?
I think one of the main reasons I came in this practice was to be able to help people. I think a lot of lawyers throw legal jargon at other clients who don't really know what is going on. I think what I would try to do is be empathetic towards my clients a little bit more than I see in the practice, and to talk in simple terms. They don't want to hear all the legal procedures. They don't want to know what is going in the criminal code or what is written in the Family Law Act. They just want to know whether we can help with their problem or not. So you have to explain in simple terms, and you actually have to listen to their problem. So I think I will try to give more time in listening, and I would try to sort of look at the problem from their perspective. Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
So basically, you become a friend of the client, right? First, you try to listen their story, and then you help them, right? That's how we can help everyone. We can help the societies, right?
Definitely.
And we can make this world maybe a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
We can try.
Definitely.
Right?
I feel like being able to make someone comfortable is very important.
Very important,
Like you did with me in this interview. I think I was a little nervous, and you really helped with that. And that is a very important part when you're dealing with people. So as lawyers, if you can make your client comfortable, you're a good one.
Preeti, thank you so much for coming to my show, and it was really helpful. You answer so many questions. People always think they are confused. They go to Google, they go to search engines, but they don't get the any answer. You can probably share, make some group and share with other students, law students or international students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my opinion, if you can do it. And later on, when you will be complete lawyer in few months or in a year, you can come to my show again and
I would
share,
love that.
yeah, and share more ideas, right? And as we know, in these days, the youth, they don't want to study. They just don't want to put hard work. But what is your opinion? What you want to advise them?
That is an excellent question. I think first I would say find your passion and follow it. And second, get out of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is safe and it's very, very comfortable, but amazing things happen outside the comfort zone.
We know without law and lawyers, societies cannot be complete. Preeti, thank you so much coming to my episode, and I really appreciate you help us for many questions, and I will see you maybe in a year again.
Definitely.
Thank you everyone to watch my show, and I'll see you guys soon again. Bye.